Hi everyone. I'm really glad to see you here on our online webinar, developer community webinar, first from the series, hopefully. And today we will have the first company and project which is being presented. It's Dmitriy Maslennikov and VSCode-ObjectScript. And so, Irina, could you please share today's agenda with everyone?
Hello, everyone. Thank you that we are joining us at our webinar. It's just a brief agenda, and Dmitry will show you presentation with demo, and after you can ask questions, and it's a big please ask your questions into a chat, and we will watch them after the presentation. So, and I hope everything will be fine. So, Dmitry, please start.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see so many participants, and they still come in. So let's start with share screen. Okay. Today I'm going to speak about just a small introduction to VSCode-ObjectScript. I'm Dmitriy Maslennikov. I'm CTO and co-founder of CaretDev company, as well as moderator on developer community and developer advocate. So, agenda. Just few words about VSCode. What is VSCode-ObjectScript? I will show it. We'll show how to work with it, some very simple project, and demonstrate most of important features which comes with VSCode-ObjectScript. I will show some helpful extension which I use in my work. Say what's next after this webinar, and of course at the end questions. So Visual Studio Code is developed by Microsoft. It's a web-based open source project. They have releases each month, very fast growing. Supported by all platforms. You can install it on Windows, Linux, or macOS. It's developed by first one by developers survey on Stack Overflow on the first place. By default, delivered with Git support, also with JavaScript and TypeScript. But VSCode Marketplace contains a lot of extensions. It's thousands of extensions for almost everything, for many different languages, programming languages, for SCM, for anything you would like to find. Install VSCode, very easy. Just go to codevisualstudio.com and choose any version you need, or just from bottom. That's it. Install for your operation system as you like. Next, VSCode-ObjectScript. It's an open source project written on TypeScript, as many usual extensions for VSCode. It utilizes Atelier API, which is available since 2016 2 versions of Cache. Of course, Iris also supported. So you can use any version of Cache or Iris since that. It's already more than 4,000 installs worldwide, and very recently announced by InterSystems that InterSystems joins this project, so we going to grow fast. Very easy to install. VSCode-ObjectScript. Just open VSCode, go to Extensions tab, search for ObjectScript, and press install. So let's demonstrate it. I have running VSCode extension, VSCode. For better demonstration, I would like to open some ObjectScript project. So let's choose one. I have some template example prepared by for community by Evgeny. So just why not? Let's open it. Let's clone this repository. I got clone link. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Clone. Okay. Yes. So we have to choose a folder where it's going to be cloned. So choose location. Open this project. So we now have this project locally. Let's go to see some our code. It's just black. It doesn't recognize our code. Let's go to extension tab. Type ObjectScript. Okay, first one, my extension. Install it. So installing, yeah, it should download from Microsoft servers. It's already installed. So let's go back, and you see now it's colored. So our extension already working, and we can already type. Can't you mute yourself? I see some other noise. So it already support new features available for VSCode, for ObjectScript. So it can help you to type commands, like when you started to write command, it helps you. So while write with some short documentation when you hover it. For functions, for variables, functions, variables, system, it's also supports small documentation. You can even link it, go to link and go to online documentation. Turn back. So we have to, for some more features, we need a running server. So it's all, this project already prepared with Docker environment. So I'll just start it. So when it starting, I can show a few more features. Okay, it's also supports macros is not available with your top file, without server, but our server already up. Yeah, our Iris already up and running with Docker. So you can see even terminal inside of VSCode, so you can do anything here. So let's macros, yes. It also shows macros. Okay. Shows self-member properties, methods, and so on by double dot. So the test. You can go to definition. In this case, just go to test. You can see the cursor here. You can go by class to classes, to methods, to macros, where is defined almost everything. Okay, what else? When you edit code, let's return back. You can, when you just save file and it compiled, you maybe noticed this note here about compilation. Let's go to output, ObjectScript, and you here see output like it was in Studio. Let's just make some changes. And it's compiled. Let's go to terminal. Package sample. And it works. Let's add our value so we can see really. And you can see output. So it's working. We have such interesting feature like debug this method. You can debug class methods in classes. Let's make it possible to use for debugging, useful for debugging. So breakpoint and debug this method. In this place, you can see variables value which you can edit. Let's change it 45 and run it. And in debug console, we see all output from our routine, and it outputs our new value and our, so it works. You can change, you can debug, you can change values in debug time. Isn't it cool? You have so many features now already. Now let's back maybe. So I already showed you all of those features. 7 compile, IntelliSense, documentation by hover, go to definition, outline feature. Okay, outline, it lives here. It shows you all class members. So starting from class, property, methods, and default, and it can, oh, sorry, it's follows your cursor and shows in all places where you are. So it's, here you can very easily navigate through your code. Debugging already showed. So it's not all the features available by now already, much more. It's very difficult to explain everything during one short webinar. I would like to show a few more extensions useful for ObjectScript as well, like the same ObjectScript typing, but here ObjectScript quality for VSCode. So you can check syntax analyzer, static syntax analyzer for ObjectScript, which can help you to with your errors. So here it marks our code with errors because we changed it. It sees that our method should return status, but we return nothing, and it says so. when we return it back, it's already better. One more error is about documentation of method and class. That's it. Variable is declared but never used. Okay, so we don't have any errors. For ObjectScript, some few errors you can find with it. Another extension which I already have installed, it's a Docker. So I can, you saw how easily I run my environment with Iris just by using Docker extension. It's here. You can see all running containers and so on. Another very useful extension for Git, it's a Git lens. You maybe see this comment very gray. It says who edited this line, and you can see commits, or you can just go here and to show it all changes what was done in this file. When you're discovering some issues, you can investigating some issues, you can find who did these changes and so on. Very useful. So just from here, you can search for it. It's a Git lens and Docker. I have links here in presentation, which we'll send you later. Okay. I'm going to make a series of webinar after this. It's just the first one with an introduction. With the next webinars, I'm going to go deeper. So I'm going to show how to open your project which you working with in Studio, in VS Code, how to migrate it, very simple. How start new project, just from the beginning, settings, so on, and how to debug this VS Code, not just with this section of class method, but we have more possibilities, so I can demonstrate it. As a CaretDev, we would like to also offer VSCode-ObjectScript courses, interactive courses, so we can do it together with you. So we have many topics what to do, and you can contact us on our site or directly to our emails. Welcome. And also, if you would need more help, just contact us as a company to info CaretDev, and we can help you. Some useful links. On InterSystems online documentation already a few some small info about how to configure VSCode-ObjectScript. Our VSCode-ObjectScript wiki page, which is given here in repository. It's here, wiki, some few pages about few possibilities, few features. It's available on OpenExchange, on Visual Studio Code Marketplace, like here. So, questions? I saw.
Yes, we have one question from Lena Razamat, and she asks, is it for classes only? Can it be used for .int files?
Int files for sure also supported. Routines, mark files, let's go to code. So I can demonstrate it test int. When you create new file, you have to be with some header. So int test, but for int, we also should type int here. So right $gv, and it's compiled, and you can run it. It works. Doesn't matter. Int, mark, inc, everything supported. It also supports CSP files, but just for syntax highlighting. It doesn't support compiling. More questions?
Yes, one more question from Paul. And how about CSP files?
Yeah, as I said, just recently, CSP files supported only just like HTML files. It's supposed to be that you connect, use directly your folder with CSP files. So you can just edit them as ordinary HTML files, and Iris or Cache recompile it in first use.
Next question from Mike Henderson. Is IntelliSense for locals supported or on the roadmap?
On roadmap, unfortunately, just don't read yet.
Thanks. Next question from Anthony. Is InterSystems pushing VSCode over using Atelier with Eclipse, or is this just another tool?
I don't speak about InterSystems, but I would say it's just another tool. Just one more way how to code with InterSystems, but InterSystems already help this project, so yeah.
Next comment from David Ford. I was interested in seeing how create a project from scratch and add existing classes. It seems if you just open a class without the structure shown, it doesn't work as expected.
Yes,
Expected, sorry.
yes, actually, for as I just showed for routine, I said that we have to be with a header. Yes, for it's just for InterSystems class should have some content. For classes, it's the same. You can just create if you just create a class and name it, it doesn't make any sense. You need content with few snippets. You can very easy to start this class. So just class definition, user text, save it, and it compile it, and you can see it in that it was compiled. So very easy. To start new project, you need to configure it, configure Iris, VSCode-ObjectScript for settings to connect to your server. Yeah, like this. Next.
Thanks, Dmitry. Next question from Vinicius. Can we work with two namespaces at the same time as we have in Studio, just opening a new window?
in Studio, actually, you can work only in with one namespace at once, but in VS Code, it's possible to work together in multiple namespaces in one window. In documentation, we have it here in server-side editing. Yeah. Here are some few examples how to configure it. But multiple namespaces means that VS Code means that you have locally source code and where you're going to compile. So you can have separate folders for each namespace with source code. So you have to configure each folder, subfolder as a separate project, but open it in one window. So it's available with multi-root workspaces feature, which comes from VS Code. So you can look at this page and maybe you find better answer just wider about this feature. Yeah, next.
Thanks. Next question from Mike Baker. Will this be supported, maintained by InterSystems like Atelier?
As I already mentioned it, and InterSystems already said about it. Yeah, InterSystems joins the open source project, so they going to help with this project. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But any answers here from InterSystems, not from me.
Okay, thanks. Next question from David Rocher. I have been using VS Code with your extensions with productions and is a bit tricky. Sometimes. Do you have a best practices working with products, detail, BPL?
For interoperability or analytics, known as Ensemble or DeepSea, we don't have yet good support, but it's in the roadmap, and I hope we'll manage to do it this year.
Thanks. Next question from Bernd Müller. Can I use and define multiple connections to server instances namespaces?
Yeah, it's a question just was recently the same. I already answered. Okay, next.
Thanks. Next question from Muni. How to bring Iris or Cache terminal into VS Code editor?
In my case, when I showed it and terminal appeared just automatically, it working with Docker. But when you connect it to some other server, you can use just available terminal way in like for Unix systems. It's usually Iris session command or C session command. For Windows, it's a cterm. So you just have access to your terminal or ordinary terminal in your for your operation system. So just type here and you get you'll get it. So very simple. So it's just internal.
Thanks. Next question. Any wizards to create like web service and testing tools?
Wizards not supported yet, not planned yet, but maybe we'll do it. It's possible to make it,
Thanks. Next questions. With thousands of classes and even more .int files that live in Iris, I know we can use this to directly edit them on the server, but can we create a project out of a small subset while still editing on the server?
Yeah, for sure. You can just export any amount of your files you would like to try. Actually, some team members can still work in studios and can work in VS Code. It doesn't matter. It's also only depends on how you work with your source with your sources. So just export any files you need, edit it in VS Code, save, and it will be compiled on server. So it doesn't matter how many files you have locally.
Thanks. A quick reminder from Raj Singh. Some of these questions about InterSystems official position can be answered here, and you can see the link. We will send you also to all of you. Thanks. And the next questions from Dmitry. Storing passwords in config file in clear seems insecure. Is there some method to encrypt passwords or entering in a dialog window?
By default, it tries to connect to instance with default settings, systems is. But if your password not systems is not default, or VS Code can't connect with this password to cache or Iris instance, it will ask you for password and will store it in current session. When you close VS Code and start it again, it will ask you for password again.
Thank you, Dmitry. It was the last question. So there is, oh no, we have one more. Is there some possibility to include studio source control hooks in VS Code to allow checkout and check-ins on the server? For example, when using SVN on server side.
I just demonstrated about password. You can see here that it shows that you are not authorized. Please enter the password to connect. I changed password and settings, and it's asking for me for this password. And it's connected now. So about studio source control hooks, it supported in some cases. It's just we have server-side editing, and in this case, it actually have access to menu as well. But just if say about only reaction for saving when you save class and your source control class reacted for like export, it works. So it can work in this case. But about if say about SVN, let's look for extension SVN. It should be here. So you can install integration with SVN in VS Code and use it. Password prompt doesn't have any possibility to disable it. It's just enabled by default. No options. If you have some issues, maybe just feel. If you have issues with VS Code, just post it here in the repo as an issue, and I can help you, my team. VSCode attached to running Iris process. Yes, you can attach to process. Sorry, the key. We have here debugging page, and here few examples how to configure debugging and attach to process also demonstrated here. Official roadmap not yet. Any more questions? Yeah.
It was the last question, as I see. So I think it was the last questions, and thanks everyone that you join us. And can I? Dmitry, do you want to say something in conclusion?
Thanks a lot. Thanks people that you come in here today. We have so many people today. Haven't expected so, but yeah, thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you, Dmitry. It's Evgeny Shvarov again. Thank you very much for very helpful and interesting story and webinar. And I want to say that this was the first community webinar, and actually I encourage our partners and clients to request a new community webinars. You can use this opportunity to describe about your solutions and tools and applications built on Iris if you want to share it with the InterSystems developers community. So you can request these webinars on Global Masters. And yes, and the recording will be available and will be sent to all the registered participants of this webinar. And we already have in the queue the next webinar, so stay tuned. And of course, see you on developers community. So I think we're good. Thank you very much. See you next time.
We have a lot of thanks. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.